Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?
And now, shooting the shit with Dave and Ellen.
My God, that voice, it sounds so familiar.
It's just amazing right now. That song just has so much, it just packs a little extra punch today because we have the actual author.
Yes.
The creator, the writer.
The artist. I know you hate that word so much.
No, it's okay. No, I don't mind it. But he is here with us today in studio.
It's Jordan Perlson.
Yes.
Hi, everybody.
The creator of Hey Poopy, our fantastic theme song that literally gets stuck in everybody's head.
It's the best theme song.
Well,
yes.
It really is.
But let's be honest, it was your melody that you came up with the concept.
I just came up with the Hey Poopy part.
But you had the melody too. Like you sang it into a voice memo. I just put it to I gave it some context. That's all I did.
Well, I'm just saying it's pretty genius.
I don't know why it popped into my head like that, but yeah, you brought it to life.
Hey, it's what I do.
I love our theme song.
It's what I do.
Oh yes, exactly.
It's just so funny though hearing you introducing the show and then you hear your voice.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I love it.
You're literally with us in every episode, but now you're physically here.
Amazing.
In
That's
person.
amazing.
This is amazing. I'm really excited for this.
I'm excited too.
Hey everybody, this is Shooting the Shit with
Dave
and Ellen, and this is episode 22.
32.
Oh shit.
You're already going back to the Double Deuce episode.
Oh my God, I obviously need more caffeine. This is episode 32, but it'll always be number 2 to us, which I feel like we should be celebrating. I guess we are celebrating with Jordan being here in person because
It's a big deal.
every 2 episode we should be having a celebration.
It's true.
Some kind of
Because 2 is our favorite number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great number. And I'm really excited for this one because it's just so funny looking over and seeing Jordan here and we just played his awesome,
and Dave
amazing
only
theme song.
met Jordan for the first time today. I've known Jordan for years. We all talked on the phone when the song was being wrote many months ago. But yeah, so it might be even more exciting for you, Dave. I mean, I'm always excited to see Jordan, but
no, this is crazy. It's just you kind of. It reminds me of when I first started listening to music and the internet wasn't the way it was. I mean, I don't think I would have internet when I first listened to music, but. Sometimes you didn't know what the bands look like or the people that created these songs, and then I get to see it's awesome. I'm so excited.
Here we are.
Yay!
I answered the door and Jordan had some drums he bought today, which I loved.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where did you buy these drums?
I have a friend who deals in used and buys estates and sells them off and stuff. And
cool.
He posted them on he has a Facebook page. He sells them out there, much like our Facebook page.
A private one?
A private Facebook
For
page.
hawking drum stuff?
Exactly. And I was like, he usually has to, mail it to me as I live in Nashville now. But I was like, I'm going to be there. And on the tour, drives back to Nashville. So I will pick the drums up from you thinking, this will be super convenient. And I was like, I'll do it the day that I'm going to be in Brooklyn for the podcast. And I forget, this shit's heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it.
And probably bulky.
Yeah.
I was able to, distill it down to...
that's
Yeah, you
good.
did a pretty good... I mean, there's only two little cases.
We took a bunch of hardware off so they can nest everything inside of each other.
Oh, that's good.
So now it's nice and compact and very heavy.
Oh, Lordy.
Well, it looked great.
Well, you got your workout for the day.
That's right.
Carrying that heavy stuff around Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
So we now know what the theme of the show is. We have a guest. But before we go into the proper theme, we always go into a check-in, and we check in with our guests first. Jordan, how's your poops been recently?
My poops, I'm sad to say, haven't been that great.
You need some Pure for Men.
I guess so.
Yeah, we were just discussing
Do you guys
that.
get any more samples to give out to friends?
You
I have
might
some
have
powder.
some.
Oh.
I can give you a little bit of that if you want.
Sure.
Yeah.
And all the help I can get.
Remind me before you leave.
I haven't been taking my magnesium, which I think is a big...
Magnesium is a big help for me.
As I initially started taking... So I play in another guy's band, and he and I... The rest of the band, not so much, but he's this guy who's he's constantly bringing up how many shits he's taken. And not in a funny way. We'll like stop on the road somewhere, and he'll come out of the bathroom. And we'll be like in the gas station buying snacks. He's like, "Man, it's my 4th shit of the day." It'll just like very matter of factly, you know.
You're like, wow, I didn't ask about that. But
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. It's like,
You're like, thanks for rubbing it in, motherfucker.
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So I was on tour and I realized I had taken my 4th shit of the day, and I texted that band, and I was like, I'm on number 4, and it's like 6 p.m. or something, and they're like, damn, what do you do? And like, so I didn't realize that I was taking magnesium to help with sleep.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
And then
for
I think
sleep.
I learned on this podcast
Yes.
that I don't remember which episode it was. We were talking like got into like supplements and stuff. And
Yeah,
was
'cause
like, oh, that's why I've been shitting like a fucking champion.
Yeah, magnesium does pretty help get it out.
Yeah.
Well, milk of magnesium, right? Isn't milk of something? Oh,
Oh,
God.
that stuff from like that stuff is
But that was,
disgusting.
but that was supposed to help you shit, and I think
think
it has
so. Help for
magnesium in it.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
I,
for
I have a
constipation.
vague memory of taking that when I was a kid. My parents giving that to me, and I was like, "What is this horrific blue weird juice?"
I just use that stuff Calm. The
Oh yeah,
powder.
that's what we use.
Oh,
It's really good.
Like a
I don't know
heaping
that.
spoonful.
Oh yeah,
why
I'll let
did
you
I
know
not
about
know
that.
this?
Tiny started buying that years ago, and it's great for like just trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
It puts me right out.
And you don't wake up groggy at all.
Oh, yeah,
it's not
no,
like
it doesn't
melatonin
clean-
or Benadryl or something where you take it, you wake up in the morning, you're like, what the fuck
It
is
also
going
helps for
on?
sore muscles.
Oh.
I find like after a workout, sometimes I'll take that. And
I take so many supplements at night, but I also take melatonin, and that I swear I take it's like it melts in your mouth.
Mhm.
And I'll be like wide awake in bed. I'll be sucking on that, and the next thing I know, I'm like, I am passing out.
I was really hoping you were going to go the way of like, I take so many supplements, but right before bed, I do like 3 lines of coke. And somehow I can't get to
puts me
sleep.
right awake all of a sudden. You're like,
Yeah,
what the
my
fuck?
sleep is all fucked up thanks to all the Lyme disease and all the bullshit that my body has been through. But I'm figuring it out.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
at least you got the melatonin working for you.
Yeah. I do wake up groggy though, which sucks. But I feel like I'm also groggy because of Lyme disease. So, and because I have like a snoring boyfriend, a 85-pound pit bull, and a cat in my bed.
Yeah, you gotta. I don't know how. There's no way I could deal with that. All of that. That's just way too much animal.
And this is why I'm tired all
That
the
would
time.
be like, just dog. You gotta sleep outside. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. She nudges me throughout the night because she wants to get in the covers, and then she gets out of the covers, and then in the covers,
No.
and out of the covers, and
Nope.
in the covers. This is where the bags under my eyes
Oh
come
my god! I'd
from.
be like, get the fuck, dog. You go this way.
If I could get my cat to be that snuggly like all night long, I would totally pay for that. But he's like, he just goes through phases where he'll like want to sleep in the bed like 2 nights of the week, and the
Yeah.
other 5 nights he's like, fuck you.
Oh, my female cat is kind of like that, where she doesn't want to be put into the bed. It has to be completely on her terms.
Sure. Just
But
a
then
cat.
when she's like, will literally sleep in my arm, and it's the cutest thing in the world.
Yeah, that is nice. Our cat Nico doesn't do that anymore, or she doesn't. She never did that. The other cat did.
But I'm
miss
so
it.
nervous. I'm gonna push her off the bed or squish her because
That's
she's
a cat.
tiny.
A cat's small. 85-pound dog. It's just too
Yeah.
much. It's like another person.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
literally is.
Like you're just like, really?
And it's all on my side of the bed.
No way.
Like the snoring side of the bed is the animals want nothing to do with.
Yeah, well, snoring keeps it away, I guess.
Yeah, it keeps us all away.
So how are your poops?
I have a new check-in because I did a second round of combo, the frog poison. If you guys do not know what I'm talking about, listen to Jason Weiker's episode. I went into a whole thing then. I'm not going to go into it again. You can listen to the episode. But I did it again, and it was exactly like last time where they put the frog poison on me. I threw up, and then I had to shit. And so the lady like wiped it off me so I could go into the bathroom. And I swear to God, I should have taken a picture, but I didn't have my phone with me. I shit like 3 feet of shit.
Was it like one of the perfect coil?
It didn't perfect coil, but it just like literally came out in these long 10-inch strips.
Jesus.
Like just like the Playboy Play-Doh factory.
Like it was like immediate. Like they put the frog poison on, you puked, and then you went and shat like
I
that.
puked probably like 5 minutes after the poison was on, and then like 10 minutes after
Wow,
that.
that's
Yeah.
so fast.
Yeah. And she warned you, like, bring a spare clothing just in case you shit your pants or throw up on yourself. And you don't have any food in your stomach because you're supposed to fast for like 8 hours before, but you drink 1.5 liters of water right before she puts it on you. So you actually have something to throw up, because I think it would be worse if your stomach was
dry
totally
heaving.
Dry heaving. Frog poison.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
I'm so happy that this is making you feel better. But every time I think of frog poison, and then you're shitting ropes, that's just like
insane amount.
That's
and both times
never ever happened to me.
Both times I made sure to have like pasta the night before. I'm gluten-free pasta because I'm still gluten-free, but like I want to put something in my stomach that will like really bind. I don't want it to be like a big old salad that's just going to shoot out of me.
You're not drinking a big smoothie that.
Yeah. I want to eat something that's like, make sure like this might actually kind of constipate me, but with this shit, I'm pooping it right out.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And then I took, we're recording on a Wednesday and I did the combo on Saturday. So this is like 4 days later. But last night I took 3 Pure for Men because I had like shitty nachos at a bowling alley for dinner, and I was like, I have a feeling that's gonna constipate me. So I took 3 Pure for Men right before bed, and bam, this morning I made the biggest, most beautiful number 4.
That is unbelievable, man.
That's pretty incredible.
It was a no push, no wipe. It was like, it looked like that toy that Autumn like gave us.
I just don't have shits like this. You like are pooping out these things that just don't even seem real to me. Like I know they're real.
If you want, I'll take pictures.
I don't want to see it. But I just never had a shit that big before, like ever.
Well, it's only been
That's
the past
crazy.
year since I literally think it's all the supplements and the Lyme disease and everything. So
it's like a magic power.
It is beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, like I've been watching that show, Boys.
Yeah, that's your superpower.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is my
Back
superpower.
off, Joker, or you'll regret it.
Yeah.
Well, but the funny thing is I don't fart as much as I used to before all the Lyme. So, but I'm like shitting like this, just gorgeous dews. Yeah.
If you're a superhero or you're a villain.
Depending on what you like.
Depending on how you use your superpower.
Yeah, exactly.
If we're talking to Mistress Ashley, I'm a superhero.
Oh, so gross.
How have your poos been, Dave?
I don't know, pretty normal. The Pure for Men's been pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I've had some pretty like solid dews. Nothing like, everything's been pretty solid. Nothing loose. I mean, if I go more than like twice, by the third time, it's like, it's not really as impressive as the first one, but it's been great.
And if you guys want to try out Pure for Men, we have a promo code Hey Poopy 20 for 20% off. Hey Poopy, just like the theme song that Jordan wrote for us. 20.
Smooth plug there.
Yeah.
I liked it. So yeah, mine was pretty normal.
Normal?
Yeah.
But like on the Bristol, are you normal for Dave?
I was riding between
like 5 and 6.
No, like 4.
Ooh,
I would say
it's
like
a little
4.
more binding.
I mean, it's like the 4. I mean, it didn't look like that, but if it was like 4.5.
Oh.
Something around there.
A little looser,
but like still like solid as shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I
No
feel
pun
like the Pure for Men literally like binds it together.
Amazing.
It's like it just sort of Mary Kondos all your shit
Yes!
into one neat fold.
Oh my God. We have to write to her. Maybe she'd be so proud of our...
She'd probably be like, what is this?
She'd be like, no.
But
that would get
doesn't the whole thing with Marie Kondo is that you have to get rid of anything that doesn't bring you pure joy, and you're making something that brings you pure joy, but you're also...
I don't want it. I'm done with it. I was glad the nutrients that formed that shit.
Okay.
I thanked them for it, and then I just released it. Yeah,
you are full Marie Kondoing your shit.
Yeah, completely. I'm doing that one fold with the shirts.
Yeah. And then flush it down with good intentions.
Oh yeah,
just like Beelzebub.
I always forget to do that, but yeah.
I know. I got to make little signs for us.
I like it.
When on one of our episodes, our guest Beelzebub suggested that when we poop, we should like think about good intentions.
Oh, I did remember that.
Yeah, we're pooping into the toilet and flushing away, or you could flush away your badness. Yeah. But either way, to like literally have a moment there, and so. I don't do it all the time either because I'm distracted with actually making my poo. Mm-hmm. But once in a while, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to sit here and think about all the good, positive things that my poo is going to flush away for me.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reminds me of, do you guys listen to Pete Holmes' podcast?
No.
I listen to his show sometimes. When we had that TBS show.
Yeah. He's got a great podcast called You Made It Weird. And he's very... we'll say spiritual. And he has a whole thing about whatever you're doing, just do that when you're doing it. So like we all take showers, and all we're doing during the shower is like trying to get through it as quick as possible, and like mentally preparing for the day. He's like, but if you treat every shower like it's going to be your last shower, like it's going to be this whole other experience.
Right. No, totally.
And flushing away whatever you're flushing away along with your doo-doo sounds like it's kind of in the same category.
Oh,
of
yeah.
like how to focus yourself during whatever you're
Totally.
doing.
Just in the moment.
Yeah.
Be present.
Exactly.
I have to
like
do that with brushing my teeth. I actually realize I have to close my eyes while I brush my teeth. Otherwise, I will only brush one side because I'm thinking too much about everything else.
Whoa.
And then I'm like, wait, I'm not brushing the rest of my teeth. And so I close my eyes and I'm like, okay, make sure you get every tooth in your mouth.
I'm like, once I got the timer, the sort of time toothbrush.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the
I got
best.
that too. But
Electric ones.
Yeah.
I will
I'm
literally just like...
I'm all over the place. I'm like, that thing. I'm like, this is a game changer.
Yeah.
I mean, I also brush my teeth after I drink my coffee, so I'm like caffeinated.
Right.
And like,
Yeah.
let's do this. But I'm only going to clean 3 teeth.
But we stay there
God.
for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here for your hour. But those 3 teeth are going to be
Yeah.
clean as fuck.
It's like sparkling.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, God.
But then the rest of my teeth look like poo.
Falling out.
So, Jordan, tell our guests, or not, you're our guest. Oh my God, my brain is, I think it's just I'm too hot to think today.
That's pretty hot
That's
out.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. Tell our listeners about yourself.
I'm a musician, mostly just play drums and percussion for various folks. And my foray into production was with you guys, which
Yes.
was amazing. I lived
Love it.
in New York for 12 years up until 3 years ago. And in 2016 moved to Nashville, which is where I still currently live, yes. And I'm in New York at the moment on tour with Adrian Ballou.
Holy shit, you're playing with Adrian Ballou? Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I joined his band this year.
Oh my God, congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow. That's really, not that I didn't think you could,
No, it's fucking awesome. I'll admit
yeah,
that.
that's pretty fucking great.
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I'm musically...
No. This exact dynamic is the story of telling people that it's either who the fuck is that or like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
There's no like, oh yeah, I heard a couple of his songs. He's pretty. It's like it's not either.
Yeah.
You like
Either you know him or you don't.
Yeah. Either you
But
know
Dave's
him and like
more
worship
musical
him.
than
Right.
I am.
But yeah, Adrian Ballou is great. He played with Talking Heads for a while.
Yeah, he's
a
on
little bit.
Remain in the Light.
Yeah, and then
If anybody wants to see the greatest musical tidbit on the internet, in my opinion, you look up on YouTube Talking Heads Live in Rome, 1980.
It's pretty amazing.
The Great Curve, the song The Great Curve. It's like, good luck finding anything cooler and more amazing on the internet music related.
Cool.
It's fucking unreal.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I just watched it over the winter, actually. I think
That whole concert.
Dangerous Minds, this website posted about it, and I was like, oh. And I had never seen it before. It was incredible.
It's amazing.
And I'm like, wait, Adrian Ballou was playing. I guess.
I don't think I even realized that he plays. I've loved King Crimson since I was like 14, and I discovered which he played with for like 33 years up until a few years ago, and I had no idea that he was a part of Talking Heads at all, and I stumbled upon that live concert.
It's incredible.
And I was like, is that Adrian? Like, but there's 2 guitar solos in that track and that song, and like, it's kind of like the whole past. It's like the entire history and future of electric guitar in those 2 solos.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's
It's
crazy.
really good. Check it out, though. I think it's on YouTube. I'm pretty sure.
Great Curve, Live in Rome, Talking Heads.
Cool. I
But
will.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
So that's what I'm doing in New York at the moment, other than coming to talk to you.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well, this is more important.
'cause
No
I-
offense to Adrian Ballou.
Yeah, because I messaged you almost like 2 months ago, like, when are you in New York next?
Yeah.
We got to interview you.
Mhm.
And you were like, actually, I'll be there soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to these gigs, obviously, because I get to play with Adrian, but like staying put in New York for 4 days with like only something to do from 6 o'clock on is like an experience I never had for the 12 years that I lived here. It's like always just like running around like crazy with too many things to do to like really appreciate the city.
Yeah.
But to be able to like wake up in Times Square, which is bizarre because we have hotels near Iridium.
Oh, it's so
and
great.
like and just be able to like leisurely have a day and like enjoy the city and then go play a really fun gig. I was like, well, this is
Fantastic.
awesome.
That's
I could do-
awesome.
That's amazing.
I could do this every day somehow if that could be managed.
Wow. Well,
I was
that's-
actually-
I think it's great. Fantastic.
I was actually like thinking this morning about this interview, and this has really not much to do with poo, but
I'm not interested.
Oh my God. I'm
Just
sorry.
leaving.
No, but I realize most of my friends who are professional musicians are drummers, but I feel also like drummers are rare, and I've dated more drummers than anything else in a band. Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
I'm attracted to
You like
drummers.
you like the rhythm.
I do. It's like the backbone of the band.
You
Like,
could say
It's like
that.
it's like the engine, man. It's like
Yeah.
it moves everything.
yeah.
It's true.
You get a shitty drummer,
Good fucking luck.
you can only go so far with
Right.
a shitty drummer. I figure any other instrument you can kind of like fake it a little
Right.
bit, but the drummer just like
Rarely, if a band has a shitty drummer, is it still somehow charming?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like shitty anything else, like you're like you can like yeah, I can see how you can make that work.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, if that's not happening, it's like there has to be something real special happening elsewhere.
Exactly.
Or just still
That's
work.
got to be some kind of like that band better be like. I mean, I don't even know what kind of band that would be, but I mean, first it must be like, oh, it's my brother. I can't kick him out. He's you know, what am I gonna do? Like you're like,
Right.
oh, here we go again.
It's like, well, he's got the Coke hookup.
Yeah.
I mean,
Clearly,
it's my second Coke reference. I've never done Coke in my life.
sure.
It's because it makes people poop.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
it does.
Now I'm interested.
Yeah. Oh, the episode
Anybody
with
knows anybody.
the episode that we just did with Gerald and Tiny, my partner and Dave's partner. Gerald talks about how he used to do cocaine and had to shit on a roof because
Yeah.
as soon as you do it, it's like it comes out.
Wow. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of flushes you out.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've heard that, like, I don't know if it's the drug that makes it happen, like drinking coffee makes you poo, and maybe it's like the energy, but I've also heard that it's like usually cut with baby laxatives, and that's why also.
I wonder why.
But I have not done cocaine since I was 19, and I'm 41, so I really don't.
So you're due, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're due.
It's like, I got that baby laxative.
No, thank you. With all the other problems I have,
Yeah,
I'm sticking to only the natural drugsies,
yeah.
Mhm.
weed
You don't need
and
to be doing
mushrooms.
coke. No one needs to start getting into coke now.
Yeah. Not at 41.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a little stint with Adderall a couple years ago, mostly because my hyperparathyroid, I was misdiagnosed for so long and I was tired all the time. A friend of mine was like, here's Adderall, it'll wake you up. And I was like, okay. And so for like 3 years, I found a crooked doctor to give me a prescription.
Whoa.
Yeah. I only took like maybe 2.5 milligrams 3 days a week, but I got a lot of stuff done.
I bet.
Yeah.
I never tried that, but I mean,
It's
I'm good.
that feeling you get right before you do your taxes. You're like, I literally want to do anything else. Like,
Yeah.
get me the fuck out of this room. It makes that feeling go away, and you just do the stuff
Do the
that's
thing
right
you
in
gotta
front
do.
of you.
That's actually way too good of a sale.
See, that actually does sound pretty amazing.
It is.
Like
All of
hyper
us-
focused. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
all of
that.
a sudden,
Yeah.
you're like, and my taxes are done. Hour later,
I
and
feel
you're
like I
like,
get a lot of stuff done. With Adderall, I think I would just. I don't know. I think my body would just fall apart from just getting too much done.
But
Is it possible?
before I was diagnosed with the hyperparathyroid, a friend of mine turned to me and she goes, do you ever think about, like, if you have a kid and your kid has autism thanks to all the Adderall you did? Like, and I was like, what? That's a thing? And I was like, I don't know if that is a thing or not, but the fact that I could be I'm obviously not having babies now thanks to Lyme disease and everything else. And I found out that I was pretty much like infertile the whole time of my hyperparathyroid. But I was like, oh my God, if I want to have a kid and my kid is fucked up thanks to this drug I've been using, like, I will feel like so awful.
Yeah.
So I just quit cold turkey.
Oh.
But quitting cold turkey was also good because then I got sicker and sicker with hyperparathyroid, and then finally met a doctor who diagnosed me properly.
Ah, well, that's
Yeah.
good.
Well,
Better
yeah.
late than never.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The moral of that story is do not self-medicate.
Right.
Yeah.
Find a doctor who believes in your symptoms.
And preferably not a crooked one.
Yeah.
Want to hear a funny story about crooked
Yeah.
doctors? It's more of crooked pharmacists.
Oh.
The house I grew up in, our next door neighbors were Lou and Esther Finkelstein, who were as old as they sound.
Yeah, that sounds old.
They were like older, all the jokes you can make about that's how old they were. And he was like this really sweet, like 80-something-year-old guy who like cut his own grass and like shoveled his driveway every winter and like had this very long, steep driveway. But it was like, it's like, wow, like Lou is just like something else, and like always had a huge smile on his face. His voice was like 9 octaves higher than any average adult male because he had some kind of surgery on his voice box as a young man, and had a very like Mickey Mouse voice, but
my
like
God.
High pitched Lou.
never deterred his attitude. Just a fucking great guy, super sweet. My mom's driving around, and he owned an independent pharmacy in the neighborhood. Mom's driving around doing some errands one day, and they're like, in other local news, pharmacist Lou Finkelstein, a.k.a. Doc Speedy, was arrested today. This guy's like 88 years old, had been selling prescription drugs illegally to undercover cops when a Rite Aid moved in a block away, and all of his business dried up. And
fuck.
Like good old, sweet, high-pitched Lou.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, you gotta make a living, right?
Yeah. But it was just like, Doc Speedy, like...
Doc Speedy.
There needs to be a podcast
I
on
so
that.
wish
I know, right?
there is Finkelstein. There is a line from an old Cheech and Chong movie where they reference that name, and I just wish I had it right now. I don't want to even do the disservice of trying to repeat it because it's so good that I don't.
You do it in post.
Yeah, do it in post. That's why I'll drop it in right now.
Or we're shipping you off to military school with a goddamn Finkelstein shit kid.
Anyway, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Poor Doc.
Oh, man.
They threw the book at him.
I think I know he got sentenced, but I don't think they put him in like a real prison. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like
like an
fucking
80-year-old guy.
like fucking like new people in the Bible.
They're
Aw.
like fresh meat when he walks into the jail.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
like, oh my.
Right. I don't know where they put 89-year-old convicts.
I mean,
but I'm
somewhere.
hoping they put him
Probably just back home.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
just go home.
Yeah, my mom
Put an ankle bracelet on
My
it.
mom used to joke that Lou would mow his lawn and shovel his driveway and do everything himself just to get out of the house to get away from Esther because she was really annoying. So maybe they just sent him home. You're like,
Yeah,
"No,
he's like, please,
arrest me.
I will go to fucking maximum security.
Yeah, but maybe he was doing all that stuff because he was high on his own supply.
Maybe that's why his voice was so high.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
never had surgery. That was just
Yeah,
a big
so-
Yeah, he
lie.
was just like, and then finally they arrested him, and he's like, slows the
He's like,
hell down.
He's like, this is my real voice.
He's actually got Barry White voice.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck?
Right.
That's like when I got high with Chris Harder a couple years ago on these like Raisinets that were like pot Raisinets. He turned to me and he goes, I know I'm very high because my voice is very low.
Nice.
I was like, what the?
Awesome. Should we get some questions?
Yeah.
Ooh. Let's
Let's do that.
Well, I've known Jordan maybe like 8 years,
Oh, wow.
maybe.
You guys go way back.
something like that.
Yeah. And he was one of the first people I introduced to the private Facebook Poops and Farts page.
Nice.
Only because you posted something. I don't even remember what it was, but I was like, hey, by the way, I have this page you might be
Right.
interested in. Because I didn't know he was a public pooper, somebody who was okay with talking
You're
about
like,
poop in
"Psst."
public.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
And I was like, hey, you want in? And he's
Right.
like,
You want a little of this?
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, yes,
one's
please.
free.
Yeah. And you're like, I think because of touring, you are very vocal on the page, which I love. Like, I have some friends who will maybe tell a story once in a while, but they mostly like text me on the DL, and I'm like, what the fuck? Put it on the page.
Right.
That's what it's for, you know?
I could see it being very like voyeuristic.
Yeah.
You know, from like a, I don't know, comedic standpoint or
Yeah.
sexual standpoint if that's your thing. But you know what I mean.
But then I've also had like friends who are like, I could go without listening to that person's or reading about that person's shit like 20 times a day. And I'm like, why are you on the page then?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. You didn't have to accept it.
It's called
Yeah.
farts and poop.
Yeah.
yeah. It's a,
It's about home decor. What is? I don't understand.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
why is this?
I mean, I have been posting less frequently thanks to this podcast, only because I have a different outlet. Like, I want to
Yeah.
almost save some of my stories for here
Right.
instead of writing it on there. So,
I almost
Yeah.
forget about it, but yeah, it's I like it's still out there. It's still going strong.
Yeah. I think I've been slow to. I've also just been spending way less time, like actively trying to spend less time on Facebook
Yeah.
and
Yes.
like subconsciously,
yes.
because it's just like Facebook's just not as fun anymore.
Oh,
for
no.
No,
for
it's just like a
everybody.
toilet.
I literally don't even post anything, even on my regular page. I'll occasionally post something on my, I have a private cats page.
Mhm.
But I'm kind of over Facebook also.
I use
But
it-
my private pages are the only things that I really love.
Yeah, I use it to crowdsource information. I'm like, hey, should I buy this thing or that thing?
Yeah.
Or like, I
Yeah.
need to accomplish like audio nerds. I need to accomplish this.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
what
it's
do
good
I
for
need
stuff
to
like
get?
that. It's good for. I mean, honestly, my favorite thing is just the calendar.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, someone's birthday's like literally,
Yeah.
it's or like any kind of event. Like I'm trying to remember, like how did I find out about things? I mean, I guess I read about like in the paper, but I mean, just literally like, oh, you have something good. I'm like, cool. I want to go to that.
Right.
Yeah, that is also true.
That's my only really the one thing, and maybe a friend or two that lives either out of the country or.
I will spend maybe not every day, but like every third day, I'll scroll through the feed just to see who's also still crazy because I love following the crazies.
Yeah.
Some of that I'm like, what the hell?
You have not learned your lesson, have you?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, so as a musician, I don't know if you guys deal with this in photography, but like everybody friends each other because they use it as a networking tool, which is fine.
Yeah.
I think I've only friended maybe tops in like whatever the 12 years I've been on Facebook or however long, maybe 5 or 6 people I genuinely didn't know but like wanted to get to know better for networking purposes. But I get like I did a record with this prog rock band last week who have their own huge following, and they were posting videos and tagging me, and like every day I had 10 new requests from like their world, and like I've been at my limit for a long time. This is a 5,000 person limit just because musicians are such sluts about it. And I'll say like it's gotten to the point where I've had to become discerning because I'm like, well, I don't have space anymore, and if there's someone I want to add in, like I have to go delete somebody.
Exactly.
But there's tons of people that I definitely don't know personally and know nothing about because they're from the period of I was just like okay, and then so there's like people will just say like they also have all these crazy conservative people on
like, what the fuck?
And like one guy and the thing is I used to get into arguments like crazy with them. I was like totally not bashful about speaking up and like fighting back against them on the on their own shit. And I just considered it a victory when they would block me or unfriend me.
Oh, yeah.
So I was so victorious I had like nobody left to argue with. And then just recently some dude came up in my feed with some fucking crazy whack ass shit, like full of like the whole classic like spelling errors, grammar out the window. And I literally commented on that. I was like, I don't know who you are, but I'm following the shit out of you. And he took it to mean like I agreed with him and was like, glad to have you on board, buddy, or something like that. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be good.
You're like, let the games begin.
Yeah, Dave and I have talked. We won't say names here, but there are also some people on Instagram. I'm like, do you follow this person? They're nuts.
It's out of control.
I love this train wreck.
Yeah,
I just don't have that kind of time. I mean, like to like just the relentless post. I mean, I post a lot, but it's just like it's a picture. I don't like. I don't have a giant like paragraph manifesto about like each. That's like kind of nuts. Yeah, but whatever. To each their own.
But I do like reading it.
It's entertaining as hell.
Oh,
I will say that. To sit back and kind of be like, wow, I got 10 minutes to kill. Let's see how this goes.
Who's crazy this week?
Right.
You're like, yep, check.
It's the same crazy people as last week.
It's always the same people. Oh my God.
So we got closer on the Poops and Farts page, and then when Dave and I started the podcast, I was like, oh, I have the perfect person to write our theme song. So I talked to you, and you were on board from the beginning. You were like, yes. And you, I think, maybe kind of started toying with the idea, but then I was just sitting there one day and I was like, hey Poopy, how you doing? Popped into my head, and I was like singing that to myself, and so I sent it to you, and then you turned my crazy wackadoo idea into something magical.
Yeah, I don't even remember what my original kind of like shtick was that I was like working on, and I think I'd like demoed it and was kind of like toying with it, and then you sent me that, and I was like, oh well, this is what it's supposed to be. And what was nice was it fit nicely on like what I'd already sort of created. I just got rid of like the stupid melody and lyric thing I'd come up with and inserted that, and kept the general concept, so it wasn't a big shift from what was already there. It's
perfect. I mean, when I heard it, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I was so
I was definitely like, oh my God, this is like way, I didn't know what I thought it was going to be, but it was incredible.
I remember playing it for a couple people, and it was like an hour later, they would text me like, that song is still stuck in my fucking head. And I was like, yes, that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be so catchy that like you were singing it later. And on our 22nd episode, everybody was singing it live, and like,
it's really good.
Yeah, it's legendary.
It's a classic one.
It's top of my resume.
Jordan sitting there he's like, it's a hit. Like you just like you just know. Sometimes you know.
Mic drop.
Yeah, exactly.
I won't drop this.
You're like number one right there. Next, what's the next song? Hit Factory over here.
Right. What's the next podcast I can make an inappropriate theme song for?
I love it.
Yeah, it's so good. But is there anything else about that you want to talk about? And otherwise we could just go into regular questions.
About the theme song or just music in general, or
yeah, either or.
We can get into regular questions. We can get to the meat.
I mean, music in general. I know your tour, and you talk about your poos on tour, and they're all over the spectrum.
It's true. Well, touring, like a good friend of mine who I tour a lot with, refers his generic term for like the woes of a touring musician and what we experience in the bathroom is just called tour butt. Which, like, it's really funny when someone's like, well, does that mean diarrhea or constipation? And he's like, yes.
Yeah.
All the above.
Yes. Pick your poison.
Yeah.
So it's just the
You can do, or it's
Blood butt.
but tour butt's pretty good too. I might have to use that as a sound effect.
just the havoc traveling wreaks on you.
Yes.
Especially like that particular. He and I tour together with someone named Becca Stevens who does great in Europe. So we'll go do like 3 weeks at a time in Europe, which is really cool and everything. But it's basically a different plane or a different train every day. We're not on a bus. We're not even in a van. It's like you're dealing with like super early lobby call to get to through European TSA to take the flight to pick up your luggage and just do it all again and again. It's like you're not sleeping enough. You're eating like just random garbage shit whenever you can.
Whenever you can grab.
Yeah. And I also think, you've got all these different enzymes too as you're getting into different regions constantly super fast.
Totally.
Your body's like trying to adapt to the different kinds of water and different kinds of just like stuff that's in the food.
Yeah, I mean, and plus the stress of like travel, like just on a daily basis, like, is my stuff going to be there when we land? Right. Is it,
Yeah, and jet lag and being in a plane, I feel like it just sucks the poo right up into you.
Yeah.
Totally. Like I have only pooed on a plane once in my life, and that was like insane. Like I was like, what the hell just happened?
I poo a lot on planes, mostly because I think I like save them up for the flight. I'm like, it's literally like, well, that'll be a thing to do. Why would I poop now at home when I can do everything I'd ever want to do that I can't do on a plane? When I can also poo on a plane.
That's hilarious.
An amazing suction power of that toilet.
Yeah.
Love that thing.
The royal flush. Yeah.
Right.
Have you ever had any kind of accident on tour? Has anything happened?
Thankfully, no.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I've heard some crazy stories.
Ooh, you could tell us.
I heard, the story that came to mind when I was like thinking, I was like, am I going to tell someone else's story today?
Yes.
But so
please.
This happened to someone in the band of a friend of mine. It was a wedding gig in like Vermont somewhere, and the band was driving up from New York and got super lost. And we're like, when someone says they're late for a gig, it's usually like late for setup. But I think they got so lost and so they were so late, they were like late for the wedding reception.
Oh lordy!
Oh my God.
The band was like walking into setup as like people were like eating their dinner.
Oh wow!
Kind of thing. Not good.
No.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the band leader, who was the keyboard player, like had to shit really bad, like starting before they got lost. So once they got lost, he's like, well, he wasn't even thinking about trying to find a place to shit, let alone like take the time to do it. So they get set up, and he's like, okay, I'm like, keyboard set up, like I'm just gonna go run take a shit really quick. And the bride was so livid, he like basically refused to let anybody leave the stage from the band. It's like, you guys you have to play now and for the rest of the night. He was rightfully upset.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when nature calls.
Yeah, at the same time, you can also just be like, I know you're upset. I'm really sorry, but I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in 5 minutes, and we will play the shit out of your party.
Yeah.
But instead, he played the rest of the gig and shit his pants. And played the gig. Apparently, the rest of this wedding reception was shit in his pants.
Oh, my God.
That's what I heard.
I wonder.
Not my band, just secondhand story.
My jaw is on the floor.
I wonder if, like, after, like, I don't know, an hour or two, he just kind of is like, you know what? Not that bad. He's just like, he just becomes like just part of it now. He's like,
the thought that hit me just as I was telling that story is like, if I was like I don't think I would ever be. Like, I would be the kind of person, like if someone tried to get between me and the bathroom when I had to shit in a situation like that, I'd be like, I realize you're upset, but I'm going to walk around you now and go use the bathroom, and then I'll be back and we'll play.
Yeah.
Like, I would never be the kind of person to be like, well, okay, I'll just go play and hold it.
But usually,
but had I been in that situation, I think I might have been like, you know what? I will shit my pants and make your entire party smell like shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's something I will do.
That's going to be the theme tonight, people. Shit. I mean, also, a keyboard, I mean, I don't know if, was he sitting?
He was standing.
Oh, he was standing?
Yeah,
Okay,
that was my
so
question.
bad.
Yeah.
But still standing in your
First
own
of all,
do.
you're a drummer. You have to go to the bathroom. Regardless of if you don't like confrontation or not, you have to go because you're sitting the entire time.
Yeah.
You can't just like blow, just fucking, oh my God, that'd be a nightmare.
Right.
Like,
another story that comes to mind is this wasn't an accident, but I used to play on Blue Man Group here in New York when I lived here. And so, I won't name any names, but some of the guys have been in the band for fucking ever. Like off and on, different points, like upwards of like 25 years.
Oh, wow.
This gig, which, is a great gig.
Yeah.
It gets a little old, I'm sure, for them. It got old for me. I did it off and on for 9 years.
Oh, wow.
I can't imagine 25. But I remember, so you're up in I don't know if you guys, anybody hasn't seen Blue Man Group, at least in New York, the band is in a loft above the stage. And when they want you to be visible, they shine a black light and your costume and your instruments and your makeup all light up. And that's when you become, otherwise it's just dark and they can't see you. And it can get pretty hot up there, so we have some fans running, just like the typical like Honeywell, small fans. And I mean, I'm not too worried about farting in general, like especially if I'm playing, because like no one's gonna hear it. Like drums are loud, but the thing is, there's only 3 people in the band.
oh wow,
It's a small. There's 2 versions of Blue Man Group, and this is the small theater version, which is only a 3-piece band. And one guy is way in the back of the loft, and then the other 2 people are way up front, right next to each other. And I think I fucking like let a serious fart go, and I think one of the fans was angled and just blew it right into the other guy, who's a dude who's been doing it for fucking ever.
Yeah.
And we get done whatever song we were playing. And like he pulls his headphones off, like really, like the soap opera equivalent of like pulling your glasses off and like reaming somebody out. Pulls his headphones off and like pushes me on the shoulder to get my attention. I was like, "What?" He's like, "Was that you?" Like like a really loud whisper because the show's going on, like right below us. I was like, "Was what me?" He's like, "Did you fart?" And I was like, "I don't think so." He's like, "Somebody fucking farted." Well, he was so offended. He's like, "Well, don't ever fucking do that." And I was like, "Okay." And then like I thought, I was like, "Yeah, it was probably me."
Ooh.
Is that you? Rule number 1: don't fart in the loft. What the fuck? What's wrong with this guy?
Oh
Who's this new guy here?
Right, exactly.
He's been here for 9 years. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that shit though. I mean, that must happen all the time. I mean, that's the good thing about like you're playing music. Like it's so loud, no one can hear that stuff.
And generally speaking, like Blue Man's one of those weird situations where I'm in the front.
Right.
The drums are like set up in the front of the loft, whereas like if it's a normal gig, like, I'm in the back of the stage. Like,
so you're used to farting and not being
all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Like, with the I mean, it's weird if you're sitting on a drum stool and you gotta like make some space. You gotta like tilt a little bit, which is if you see me like tilting, that's probably what I'm doing.
That was a good film,
Jordan,
man.
Jordan, did you break a floor tom head? No, I just farted.
Like what? You have a fart mic.
Yeah.
It's like right underneath.
That reminds me of my check-in. I forgot to leave out the fact that like while I was throwing up during the combo, because you will throw up. It's just like happens. I text Dave that I started farting while I'm retching, and I'm like, please don't let me shit my pants. Like every fart was like suspect because I was like, I'm being poisoned and you feel like you have the flu, like as bad as it could possibly be while you're being poisoned. And so I'm like retching and farting, and I was like, oh my God, I'm totally gonna shit my pants. Thankfully I didn't, but yeah uncontrollable farts.
Yeah, man, that's...
And the last episode we recorded, me and Dave were hanging out afterwards, and I was laying on his office floor, and I sneezed so hard I farted, and I was like, I just farted, and he was like, you did?
You snarted.
Like, I snarted.
She did. She was very excited about it.
Well, because I didn't even have to fart. It just like the sneeze pushed out the fart.
I love those.
Yeah.
Surprise farts.
Yeah. Like sometimes you don't even have to, but something happens.
I just thought of another good fart story.
Oh, yes, please.
Did you guys play doorknob growing up?
No.
So this is bizarre to me because my brother and I and all of our friends, and he's 5 years older than me, so we're kind of like, we were like, you know, he's like steeped in Gen X, and I'm kind of on the cusp of Gen X millennial. And his friends, my friends, we all played doorknob, which is if you fart and someone around you says doorknob before you say safety, they can punch you till you touch a doorknob. But if you fart and say safety, then you're good.
Oh.
And so I'm on tour with Adrian Ballou, and there's another guy in the band named Saul who's got a 13-year-old son who's homeschooled but plays hockey. So he's very like social and everything, but like his access to like other kids his age is only via hockey. And they're 13, which is like, I don't even know what generation that is. That's still millennial or not or whatever. But so, and they're in Tennessee. So I'm like, do you and your son play doorknob? He's like, what the hell are you talking about? Because I thought it was just like, I thought everybody played doorknob. And I explained it to him, and he's like, give me a second. He pulls his phone out and calls us. We're like in Pennsylvania or something. And he calls his son back in Tennessee, and like, he's explaining the rules of the game. And he's like, my friend Jordan just told me about this game. Explaining it. I can hear through the phone Jesse go, does Jordan have a brother? It sounds like a brother thing. So he gets home from tour. They start playing doorknob, just the two of them, like father, son. And then Jesse teaches it to his hockey team. And so they start playing it. And so Saul and all the other parents are taught that if the kids are getting too rough on or off the ice, they have to like, there's protocol about how to deal with it, you know, and they're trained on how to deal with it. Like there's different like certifications and stuff and how involved they can be as hockey parents and stuff like that. There's a whole world to it. And so he's walking back after a practice to kind of like congratulate everybody and help see if anybody needs a hand with anything and just kind of probably hurry his son up because he's taking too long. And he walks back to a whole pile-on in the locker room, which is like way against the rules. There's no horsing around, you know. And he's about to jump into like all the shit he learned in his certification about how to deal with like, you know, this stuff. And all he hears from below the pile is, but there's not even a doorknob in here. That's awesome. And that was like a week after he explained it to him over the phone. Like that's how quickly the game spread.
That's awesome.
Or how farty like, these kids are.
I feel like I can't remember the name of the game, but I feel like that sound, not doorknob, but a similar kind of game where something happened. You had to like keep punching someone until he said a certain word.
I only remember
it wasn't touching something. It was more like you had to say like
beat them into submission.
Yeah, it was something weird. Like something I can't. I'm really flaking on the my memory's so horrible.
I remember the one where like they would put a circle.
You could punch them
somewhere.
I remember that one.
My brother and I still play that.
Yeah, that one. But there was another similar kind of game. That kind of a combo of those two things where if someone said something or did something, you could like keep punching them until they said another word. And I can't remember what it was though. It was driving me crazy. We used to do it all the time in school. Like in the halls, you just get like getting wailed on by people, like strangers sometimes.
Oh God!
You're like, who is this? Like, I heard you say this, so
right.
It's like Pee-wee's word of the day.
Right.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, Pee-wee.
Yeah.
My fave.
That's pretty good though. Doorknob.
And I was just home visiting my parents. My brother totally farted and didn't say safety, and I totally doorknobbed him. And his like back is fucked up right now, but I was like not giving him like my all. But I was like, you don't have to. He's like, no, a rule's a rule. Like got himself up off the couch, all like old man, like and touched a doorknob.
God, that's like hilarious. Nice.
Oh, that's so
brotherly
funny.
love.
Yeah,
I love it.
My brother, he's like so, for lack of a better term, almost miserable in his life.
Oh,
like,
no.
And farting is one of the few things I can still get a smile or a laugh out of him. But since he like works like, I think he works like 60 hours a week and has 2 little kids and takes care of his whole family, there's not much laughter left in him. But if you talk about farting, it's one of the few things where like, I could pull it out of him.
Right.
There's still a sense of humor in there. Yeah.
There's no joy.
There's no joy.
He's like,
but there is gas.
He's
but
like,
if he listens to this podcast, he'd probably be insulted that I just said that. Like, that's how
I'm
upset with life he is. Like, he's ready to get mad at me for anything.
That sucks.
Yeah.
He's like,
that's for you, my brother.
He starts laughing. He's like, oh my God. He's like, yeah, still got it. Still got it. Oh, man.
So funny. So, what kind of toilet paper do you use, over versus under?
So
I know you're on tour a lot, so it's a lot of times you have to deal with what you have to deal with.
I actually don't have any alliance to any. I basically go to the supermarket, whatever looks soft and on sale is what I get. If it's like 800 rolls for $4, and you're like, that looks like sandpaper, I want to go to the next thing. Like I just look for the best value and quality that's there at that moment. I don't have a specific roll that I go to, and I still have been in this house for 3 years. Don't have like a proper toilet paper
holder
dispenser.
Oh,
it just sits on the back of the toilet.
Oh, that's funny.
So
I love it.
I've had two. What's it called? Oh my god, I'm spacing on the word when you have a window in your ceiling. Why can't I think of that?
Oh, a skylight.
I've had 2 skylights installed, but not a toilet paper dispenser.
You're like, I don't need that.
I don't need that.
I mean, you really don't. I mean, if you could just get your finger, get your hand, there you go.
Well, did you get I remember you texted me a little bit ago that you were going to get a tushy. I
got the tushy, and it's effing awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you need less paper then.
You just basically to dry off. And that's it.
Yeah.
Well, what was funny was I got it, and like the first couple of times I used it, I guess I wasn't using it long enough. And when I say that, I mean like to everyone listening at home, you don't need to turn it on for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like I was using it for 4 seconds as opposed to 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Right. And once I was like, oh man, it doesn't work that well. What a bummer. And then I was like, what if I just left it going and Pete Holmes to myself and just enjoyed it while it was happening and wasn't in a rush. I was like, oh, that's how you use this.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And I bought the travel tushy because I know I travel so much, but I fucking forgot it.
Oh, shit.
But I'm back home on Sunday, and then I go back out again a week after that, so I'm definitely bringing it
cool.
then.
I
It's
just
great.
keep my travel tushy with all my other travel stuff.
Yeah, well,
to
so-
remind myself.
It's so new to
Yeah.
my accoutrement that I don't have like a place for it yet.
Yeah.
But
It's not your routine yet, but it will
Yeah.
be. It will be.
Talking about the tushy, I don't know if either of you have this problem, but our toilet seat is like a little bit wonky because the tushy like keeps the toilet seat up that little inch, and the screw that holds the bolt to the toilet seat, just one of them keeps getting undone, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then finally I told Gerald, I was like, you have to fix this because I've tried fixing it and I'm not a strong person. I know that I'm a weak human being, and screwing some screws.
you have other strengths, Ellen.
Yeah, I just physically can't
Go
do.
work on that grip strength.
Yeah, so I've tried to fix it myself, and I'm like, I need a little more elbow grease in here, and I have a boyfriend who has that. So today he pooed, and then he was out on the couch, and then he went to poo again, and I was like, okay, you have 2 poos, like I need to actually use the bathroom also. And so he was in there for the longest time, and I was like, what are you doing in there? I need to pee. And he was like, I finally fixed that fucking screw. I just don't understand, like it keeps popping off. And I go, yeah, what are you doing to make the screw come off? Because I know it's not me, and I realize it's because he does lean to the left to get the toilet paper to wipe. So he's like, I'm leaning away
so
from the
he's
mic.
like putting a little more
so he's
pressure on
putting
one
more
side.
pressure on, and it's unscrewing the screw. He's leaning, like, because he's a beefy dude, and the weight. I don't lean. I just,
Yeah.
if anything, I maybe lean forward, not to one cheek. And so I was like, that's so crazy. And he's like, we need to get something to even out the toilet seat so it's on the bowl properly because the tushy's fucking it up. And I'm like, oh God. But his second poo, talking about tushy, wasn't even a poo. He said it was the tushy water that squeezed up in there again.
Oh my God.
And he was on the couch and sharted it out and went into the bathroom to shart all the tushy water out. And I was like, dude, like this is the second.
God.
And how much water are you spraying up there and getting caught in there? Like you're really luxuriating with your tushy.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like checking email.
Gerald.
It's like
a super soaker
he's like
up in his ass.
1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000.
I mean, I check email on the when I'm pooing, but like when it comes time to tushy, like I'm just, that's where my focus is at. I'm enjoying the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like,
No pun
dude,
intended.
this is happening more often. And I know that someday it's going to happen where he's going to poo, tushy, run out the house to go to work, and he's going to shart on his way to work, tushy water. I know it's going to happen. He's gonna
Well,
be like,
maybe I
"Damn it."
won't.
Well, tattoo artists are really compassionate, so I'm sure they'll understand when he gets there.
Just the opposite.
Yeah, I mean,
What the fuck?
They will make fun of him so hard.
Oh my God.
Our favorite question is floor versus pants. You listen to the podcast.
So if you had to go,
Yeah.
right?
And have you had anything like that in your life?
I had to shit once when I was a kid. I was like out playing with my childhood best friend, and I had to shit so bad that we were like in kind of a forest, so it wasn't like a public place or anything like that. But it did involve like, having to like shit on the ground in the forest and then like negotiate my underwear after that and stuff. And I remember like going back to his parents' house and like going into the bathroom and taking my underwear off and like throwing it out. And like I probably blocked most of the memories, but it was something along. I was probably like 8.
Yeah.
But so as an adult, no, I've never had to never thankfully been in that position, but I feel like you got into like a deep circumstantial situational discussion on Cheeky's episode where it was like, were you at like a friend's wedding, or are you like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's just kind of like case by case, I guess. But.
Right.
Yeah, you could be on the subway, you could be in the forest.
It's unlikely that I would shit in my pants, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all would prefer not to.
Yeah.
But there's been circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't. As much as I think about farts and pooping, I don't think about that too much. I don't have a. Yeah, I think it's more of like you're just gonna have to make the game time decision.
Kind of,
right?
yeah. I say this all the time. Like running, I've come close to like just shitting outside, and it's like
I have a good running story.
It's not fun. Like I've never shit my pants. I've come so close. Like, but I mean, like the closest I've come is like a little. Well, I've ducked into a restaurant like down the street, like maybe like 2 blocks from where I live. You
haven't shit your pants running, but you've did biking once.
I did biking once. That was just random. Like just totally just. I wasn't biking. I was just biking back home, like just coming from dinner. It just completely, like it was so shocking. Like when it happened, that I just remember I got home and I was sitting there. And I'm like, I gotta change my life. It was just so fuck. I just remember being like, it just affected me so because like as an adult, like how often you shouldn't be shitting my pants.
But it does happen.
It does happen, but it was like just completely came on, like just total surprise. It was late night, and I was still like in there 10 minutes from home.
Fuck.
So I had to like ride standing up the whole way back. It was a nightmare.
I used to run a lot when I lived in Brooklyn, and I had this 9-mile loop that I would do.
Oh, nice.
On like my depending on what I was training for on my like medium to long days, and it involved. I lived in Bed-Stuy, so I would go out my door, run through Williamsburg to the Williamsburg Bridge, run over the bridge, run from the Lower East Side into Chinatown, over the Manhattan Bridge, back into Brooklyn, and then run from downtown Brooklyn back to Bed-Stuy. Nice. And like it was like it was almost exactly 9 miles.
That's a nice little run.
It was great. As like a 26-year-old, you could just go do that, Not anymore. But I was training for. I got a slot in the New York Marathon one year, nice. Which was awesome until the Hurricane Sandy.
Oh, you were in that year?
Yeah,
I had a bunch of friends who were in that year. Oh.
Yeah, so I'm training for that, and it was supposed to be my 18-mile day. So I was like, I'll just do my loop twice, and I get to like the very middle of the Manhattan Bridge, and I like when I say I had to shit, it was like I had multiple demons in my butt that needed to exit through my butthole, like at and it was like I couldn't believe that I fucking made it home.
Wow!
Like I got down the rest of the bridge, and I think I was like running. I took a different route, like to slightly different streets to like maybe I'll run into some business that I can run into that I've never noticed before that would have a bathroom. I didn't see. I think it was like a funny hour that maybe it was like a Sunday or something. I don't know, but like got home and like I was supposed to do the loop twice, and this was my first time through it. So I just like got home, went in, and I feel like I filled the whole bowl in like a moment. Like I opened my asshole.
Like,
yeah,
just like one.
Yeah. It just all fell out in one fell swoop, one fell poop. And like,
oh my god!
And I just like I remember standing there like kind of like flabbergasted and also like admiring it, and like I was like, Jesus, that was all inside of me a second ago.
Oh my god!
And then I just like wiped,
it's like a bomb.
Flushed, and went and ran the loop again because I had to do 18 miles.
Do you know if you ate something or
no? Because when you're, I don't know how much
running?
I don't know how much like if you're running is more like
I did marathon once.
You did, so like
I've done that 18-mile.
But you know what it's like when you're like eating so much to like fuel up, and you're also eating like like they said, eat like peanut butter banana sandwiches. You're just also like ingesting so much fiber and like all this like stuff that your body isn't used to really dealing with and negotiating, and you're running.
Yeah,
which
running
does plenty.
Any kind of cardio just mixes it up. Yeah,
it just everything fucks up my body with that kind of stuff, and then just the running itself. Yeah, the literal physical part of running is shaking all that up for me.
Yeah.
So I started doing a new thing where I haven't been running as long lately. I've only been doing like 7 miles, 8 miles the most.
Yeah.
Here and there, and but I stopped. And this is really bad. I don't recommend this, but I stopped like eating before like medium to sort of longer runs. I'll bring like a little goo with me or something like, you know, to eat for fuel on the way. But it was just like without fail on my long Saturday runs. I run in a group. I'd get up in the morning and I take a poop, fine, and then I take at least 2 more before I even leave the house. And it's just like, if I don't take that, it's like, I don't know if it's more of a mental thing at this point now, but if I have a long run ahead of me and I don't take that third poop, I think it's more nerves, because it's like just the whole thing. I'm like, God damn it. Like, I hate running in the summer. It's a nightmare. But anyway, I think it's just more like the anticipation of like, okay, it's just going to be like, you know, I got to run 16 miles today. Like, you know, you're just not looking forward to that.
Right.
And all the things that go into that. And you're just like, if I don't poop now, it's just going to like be a problem like an hour from now.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it occasionally has become, but like for the most part on the long, I just get in that mental, like, I'm going to be out there, I'm in the zone. But the second I get back home, it's just like unleashing hell.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy the way your body works. But shorter runs, oh my God, I've had to like run into the library, run into restaurants, try to walk home. Like, I had to stop running because I had to walk home.
Right.
So I couldn't like.
Yeah, you had to like clench.
It would have been like, you know, you're wearing shorts. Like, you're wearing these little. Like, there's not much that's gonna be holding that back.
Have you been doing any runs since the Pure for Men? Have you noticed a difference with that?
No, well, I have like this sort of pinched thing in my back.
Ooh.
Like it's really it's mild, but it's annoying enough where, you know, sometimes like I'll just cough a certain way, or like I'll move my body a certain way, and it just like it sucks. So I've been running super crazy, and I've just been kind of enjoying the summer, to be honest with you. So I've been like really short runs, but I haven't the Pure for Men stuff. I mean,
I'm wondering if that would help or
I haven't noticed too much of it. I mean, I haven't been running that much since I've been taking it, where I've noticed a difference. But usually I find like if it's like a later runs, that's when things start getting a little hectic.
Later in the day,
morning runs, not so much. Later in the day,
because you've had some meals.
And if I'm doing like like fast training days, those are awful. So, you know, anyway, but yeah, I mentioned it's a whole running thing, but I totally know that feeling. And when you're trapped like on a bridge,
which was funny because someone posted in the group the other day, maybe not the other day, like a couple months ago, like I think whoever it was like driving over the bridge and caught a snapshot of some porta potties like on a part of the bridge, because clearly they're doing some work. And it's like he made some kind of sarcastic comment, like, if anybody needs to take a shit in the middle of the Manhattan Bridge or some porta potties, and I was like, could have used that.
But wasn't Kyle's story on the Manhattan Bridge? Maybe the Manhattan Bridge is just shitty.
Well, he
was high on mushrooms.
Well, he walked from like way uptown too. But
he almost shit on the Manhattan Bridge.
No, he came down off the bridge. He was gonna he came off the bridge. He was gonna like
but he felt
take a dump, and he ran into some homeless person, and he's like,
and the homeless person was like, "I'm sleeping here. You can't shit here."
Right.
Yeah. So he just wanted.
What the fuck, man?
No. I think it was before the bridge, and then off the bridge, he shit behind a dumpster. Remember? And then he wiped with his underwear, and then held onto it. He didn't throw the underwear away in the dumpster because he was high on mushrooms.
Yeah.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
I think
that's a really good episode.
It was either before the bridge or after the bridge. I can't remember.
He shit in a pizza box. He was a big public shitter.
Yeah.
He had
a lot of fun little stories. I was like, okay. Oh my God. But yeah, the bridge, it's like when you're trapped up there, you're like, this is, I mean, it's not.
The last time I walked over the Williamsburg Bridge, this is a long time ago, I got serious vertigo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was halfway through and I got really dizzy and I was like, holy fuck, don't have a choice because I'm halfway. Like, it's one way or the other.
It's a long bridge too.
Yeah. And I was like, whoa. And I've never had vertigo like that before. Not from like heights. I mean, I had vertigo thanks to Lyme disease, but
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I can't imagine having vertigo and shitting.
I'm just worried about just shitting my pants. And vertigo is a whole nother thing. Oh my God. I'm like, I'll deal with that later. I gotta get off this fucking bridge.
Yeah.
Oh,
You told us your memory being at your friends and your brother, but do you have any other first memories? Like, are your parents? It's just you and your brother.
My brother.
I mean, two boys together, farts and poos. It's got to be really funny.
Yeah, we are pretty potty humor oriented.
Oh, that's great.
How were your parents okay with it? Were they like, oh my god?
My dad was right there with us. My mom liked to pretend like it was like, oh my god, like get me the fuck out of here. But that she would always end up cracking up too. Yeah, I think she's eventually like at first she was grossed out, but she also came from a family of like she had two brothers, and I also think like she also had some. She was like, why? They were hoping I was going to be a girl, so they had one of each. And then my mom had friends that had like families of all girls, and it was just like all like really evil fighting and bickering, all day long, all night, all lifetime long between all these people. And my mom was just like, maybe it's time to start putting up with the fart jokes and enjoy the fact there's no bullshit. Beyond that. And
I like this.
I wasn't there for this, but the one memory that does come up is that the story they would tell when my brother was really little, before I was born. He was probably like 3, and my dad was in the Navy and stationed. I think they were probably in Charleston at the time, and he was doing his he enlisted. And I think at least back then, you'd enlist, do basic training, then go to college, and they'd pay for it. And then when you're done with your schooling, you'd come back and do you put in your time to pay back, so they basically paid for him to go through med school, and then
awesome.
He became a Navy doctor for however long he had to do it to like pay back his time. So, and then they have my brother, and he's doing that, and they're like at a Burger King having lunch, and my mom asked my dad like, so what's your schedule tomorrow? And he's like, oh, I have to report for duty at 9 a.m. or something like that. And my brother he was like in that like parrot stage, but like they're just beyond it, and he kind of like perked up. Apparently it was like, duty, dirty duty, stinky duty. Like he just started like, and he was like really loud. Apparently this in this like McDonald's or Burger King. So I just kept saying like, and it just went on this whole rant of like dirty, wet, smelly duty.
Oh my god, it's the best.
Yeah.
I told Dave a couple months ago.
Penny. Duty calls.
Oh.
Sorry.
I told Dave I saw a kid a couple months ago, was like probably 5 or 6, and he kept saying stuff behind his mom about like shitting. And he was like, I shit on you, I shit on you, I poop on you, I poop on you. And you could just see the mother just kept walking, like not even caring. But yeah, the kid was totally at that age of trying to push buttons with potty talk. I poop on you, I poop on you. I don't think he said shit.
I'm sorry he didn't say shit yet.
Yeah.
That's coming though.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, that's my early memories of like specifics. I mean, it was like, I'm sure it was a daily.
Oh,
especially with boys.
Yeah.
Mom's probably like, what the fuck?
That was like, I mean, I'm not a boy, but my brother and my dad, I was like between the two of them, and I just loved potty humor since the beginning. So yeah, my mom hated every moment of it. Yeah. But it's funny. That's why I'm here. I made a podcast all about it.
Exactly. We get to reap the rewards.
Yeah. Is there any other products besides your Tushy that you love that help you make poo?
I use a Squatty Potty.
Oh, like did you get your Squatty yet?
I haven't got my Squatty Potty yet.
Oh my god, it's the best.
Yeah, I like it. I've had one off and on for years, and when I got the Tushy, I was like, I'm throwing down. I got the Tushy, and when I got a new Squatty Potty, I was like, I'm just like souping this shit up.
Yeah.
And I like that, and I like the magnesium. I consider that a part of the...
Oh, 100%. I think supplements are part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's probably it for me, as far as
it's
like
pretty good though.
Well, any sprays or pooperies or things that help with smell, or you just...
I feel like I have a spray that I really like, but I'm trying to remember what it is. I feel like it came with something.
Oh.
Like I feel like maybe like with a Dollar Shave Club shipment or something. They sent this thing that was like, you do this in the bathroom too.
You're like,
here
you go.
Yeah, and it works nicely. I've been lighting candles a lot lately.
Oh,
I like the lighting of the candle too.
Yeah, in the bathroom and like also throughout the house. But like, I don't know. Like, I like the way this smells. I don't like the way this other stuff smells. Might as well just light this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, undercover poo. I talk about it all the time. That's one of the best ones, I think.
Yeah.
I just like it too because it's not a spray.
That's the one you put down first, or
or while you're doing it. Doesn't really matter. That was like
it's
actually
a
my
tablet,
question.
And so you could do it whenever. I mean, maybe you have one you could give him?
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of like a bath bomb for your toilet, and it actually also cleans the toilet too.
So
It's got
down.
baking soda
Yeah.
in it, so
Yeah,
Do it.
helps with that.
but it like
It's-
instead of it being like a spray that smells florally or some kind of scent, it just kind of more sucks in the smell.
It's got a very like light odor, like a light like sort of floral odor, but nothing too strong. And it's just nice that you can just drop it in. You have to like spray it on top, because the worst with the spray is when it gets towards the end of the bottle.
Yeah,
You're trying to tip it down. It's like you can't really, like, you got to angle it that weird way. And I'm like, I just want to take a shit. I don't,
yeah.
like, I don't want to deal with this.
Right.
That's me all the time though. Like poopery, I like poopery a lot, but sometimes I forget because I have to just run in and sit down and get to business.
Right.
And that's the only great thing about Undercover Poo is like you can plop it in while you're doing your business.
It's also nice that you said it cleans the bowl for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Or like I'll plop in Undercover Poo after my business and just let it sit there after I've flushed, so then it can take away whatever odor has just happened and
Like
clean the
that.
bowl. And
I feel like some of my shits, I need a couple of flushes with that one. Like, it's not, there's a lot of remnants sometimes.
with diarrhea and constipation, is there anything that you, especially with traveling with your tour butt, is there anything that you know is tried and true and helps?
I wish I had some specific go-to thing, but like I've been trying to keep like ginger chews with me when
I like those.
I've had stomach issues, not just like poop related, but just like horrible stomach aches off and on for my whole adult life, and I've always been looking for something good to combat it. And obviously, like, there's not real ginger in ginger ale anymore or anything like that. So I keep these ginger chews like in my toiletry bag. If I'm on, like having like a gig stopping stomach ache, which I get from time to time, which seems to take the edge off. It doesn't. Usually, I just have to go to sleep. Like I have to sleep it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish I had some great remedy or something like I kept with me at all times on the road. But I know that I have something good for. But I don't have one of those.
My wife uses this stuff from doTERRA called DigestZen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can give it in pills, I think, and like as an oil.
Mm-hmm.
And
She
you can
gave it to me and it worked.
Yes, if you rub it on your stomach sometimes, I've had stomach aches where I've done it before. Or she'll give me Wobenzyme.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of helps like sort of like bind up some stuff if you're having like, I mean, depending on what kind of cramps you're talking about, if you have stomach issues, but I find that to work a lot too. I don't use it too often, and I can't really tell you what's in it exactly right now, but if she were here, she'll be able to tell you.
We also learned with Jason Weicker about Swiss Chris, which is great. I've actually been also taking that with the Pure Ferment or by itself. And if you're constipated, and it's all natural stuff, and I poo really well the next day. Yeah.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's mild. It's not like you take it and you're like, oh my god.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like smooth mood or a laxative. Yeah.
I have friends that swear by psyllium.
Oh yeah, psyllium husk.
But that doesn't travel well. Like I remember I bought a chunk, like a bottle of it to bring on a really long tour a couple of years ago, and just like got to a hotel and it exploded in my bag.
Yeah.
And I had that shit all like I had like
you're like, great.
I was like, cool. Now my suitcase is going to be shitting for weeks.
Yeah. My suitcase is regular now.
That said, I did a week in Tuva, Russia, a couple years ago, which is the geographical center of Asia, and it's still in Russia, but it borders Mongolia.
Oh.
And to get there, it was a 46.5-hour door-to-door.
No, thank you.
Shit.
And my stomach was so effed. Like, forget shitting. Like, I was just in so much pain. And it wasn't even that I was like eating a lot and not shitting, and I was backed up. I was just like everything was unhappy, as you can imagine. And of course, the first night we were supposed to be in hotels, and not to sound like a diva or something, but like the first night we stayed in a yurt because like everybody stays in yurts there. And they're like, we wanted to give you the real experience at least one night. And I was like, yeah, cool. Maybe the first night wouldn't have been the night.
Yeah.
After this track, because it was like Nashville to JFK, then a layover, JFK to Moscow. 12-hour layover. So for the 12 hours, we went into the city and gave a master class.
Whoa.
Had lunch.
Wow.
Explored Red Square. Went back to the airport for like a midnight flight to Abakan, which I'd never heard of, but has like 18 million people in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's a massive city. And then we drove 7 hours in like a short bus to Kazil in Tuva.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And the short bus probably did not have a toilet on it.
Didn't have a toilet and like sucked and just really. I mean, like the bus was fine, but the roads were really rough, and it was just a very uncomfortable experience. But very thankful to be able to experience the culture and everything, but to get there really was tough, and my stomach was just destroyed. when I got there, and
You guys sleep in a yurt.
yeah. Here's your bed, your yurt. I was
You're
like,
excuse me, where's the hotel?
I was just so tired. I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna go to sleep. And it was like 5 p.m. and I was like, should I try to stay up a little bit? And I was like, no, fuck it. I'm going. If I wake up at a funny hour, like whatever. And I think I slept till like 10 a.m. the next morning.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Wow.
Yeah, most of us did. But I woke up, my stomach was still fucked. And one of the guys I was training with always travels with psyllium, and I like drank a bunch of it, and like 2 hours later I was like, good.
Oh, that just sounds oof.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's in the Pure for Men, a psyllium husk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean,
with a bunch of other stuff.
in powder form or something, in like a good container, could be like a game changer, because the container that it usually comes in just like doesn't work to travel with.
Oof, that sucks.
Yeah.
Get a Tupperware that twists.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Oof, that sounds brutal.
And with touring, because you've been literally all around the world, to places we've never even heard of before, where is the worst toilet you've seen, though, that you like got there and you were like, nope, can't shit here, like this is disgusting?
I did a tour in China that went from China to Mongolia. It was a month. It was about 3.5 weeks long. And it started like we left the States the day after Thanksgiving and started in the south of China. So even though it was like getting into like pre-winter, it was the south of China, so it was like 80 degrees out. It was beautiful. It was like pretty tropical.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Wow.
We were there for a few days. I went for a run in my t-shirt. I was like, this is great. It's like almost December, and I'm in China, but running in a t-shirt. This is incredible. And of course, for the whole month, you were just moving straight north.
Gotcha.
And so by the time we're in Mongolia, it's the week of Christmas in one of the northernmost civilized areas on Earth. And so it was negative 36 every day.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh, thank you.
But on the way there, on one of our trips through, there's a part of China, still like China territory, called Mongol, which I think was like at one point was Mongolia. Like that Mongolia and Tuva have been like in and out of like people conquering and taking as their own for a long time. There were a bunch of roadside stops where it was just like, a hole. Like it was like not only was it just a hole in the ground, but it was like a shed with like 6 holes on like platforms next to each other.
Oh, so there's no divider.
Oh, there's no divider. You're just like, you could
Divider?
you're cheek to cheek, essentially.
Yeah.
It's a busy day.
You think it's the Ritz-Carlton over here?
And thankfully I didn't have to shit. I just had to pee. But like the mountain of shit below this, because the shed is elevated so that there's a place for the shit and pee to go.
Oh my god!
But it's just going onto the ground. It's not going into a
It's
container
like that,
to be.
It's like Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah. Oh.
It's so like,
hole.
and it's like it's fucking like we're in, it's the end of it's like the middle of December, and you're in the northernmost part of China, but you're getting into Mongolia. So it's like, the negative 20s or something like that, and you're peeing onto shit that was just made, and there's just like steam coming out of it.
Ooh.
What you got to do? You got something, you're looking for it.
No. Hell no.
But that's pretty. That's pretty.
That was like. Not only is that someone else's shit, that's like how many centuries of shit is that?
Oh yeah.
Like
it's part of the landscape.
There's so much shit there.
That's like Mount Everest with the poo. Now that thanks to global warming and all the people who go up at Mount Everest for the past decades or almost a century, now poo is literally sliding down the mountain, frozen poo that's like 10, 20, 30, 50 years old.
Whoa.
Poo. Human poo. Ugh.
Hugh poo.
Something stinks.
We are a parasite on this planet.
Oh
Oh my god, that's gross.
Yeah. Wait, is there anything else you want to add at all? There's been great stories. Thank you.
I think that's most of the ones I'd like made mental note of. I should have been more.
You can come back for another episode.
Oh, in that case,
or we can even call in if you want. From the road. From the tour.
Oh, and you can be a correspondent for us. You can record from the tour. If you like see something terrible, just be like, hey, it's Jordan Perlson, correspondent to Hey Shooting the Shit, and this terrible poo I just saw on tour.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Please do that.
Shit.
But yeah, make notes. You're always welcome back.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
So let's get shitty.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for Let's Get Shitty!
Ah, yes.
This is the part where we get to complain about stuff. It's been a gas and a funny, fun time, but once in a while we need a cathartic moment where we just complain.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any, it doesn't have to be poo related.
Okay.
Could be anything you want to complain about. Do you want to go first? Do you want to think about it? Dave, do you have something?
Actually, sadly, don't have anything to complain about. I know, it's kind of crazy. It's like I normally think I'm like complaining about something all the time. But, I mean, the only thing I think, I got my motorcycle inspected today, and I was just annoyed that the guy made me move my bike after I had already parked it and then waited inside. So when you get your motorcycle inspected, there's a little area. You just drop your bike off, give him the keys and registration. And you guys are okay, just go in there and take a seat. I'll come get you when I'm done. Then like 15 minutes go by. I'm still sitting there. I see the guy. I'm like, oh, okay, sweet. He's like, oh, hey, man, sorry. Can you move your bike against the wall instead? Because we got a shipment of bikes coming in, and it's in the way. And I'm like, what? So like, I mean, that's the only thing I really have to complain about. It was kind of like, I was like actually sort of like
annoyed.
I was just really like annoyed for like about 30 seconds. I'm like, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then I waited in there 15 minutes for like literally. There's like one bike in front of me. I couldn't figure out why. This is a really shitty. Let's get shitty. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of, really. I mean, so, but you know, first world problems, right?
Yeah.
My let's get shitty is censorship online. Everything from. This is kind of ties into the podcast. We have just started our merch, which I'm really excited.
That's some good stuff.
And we have great stuff on our Etsy, which just go to heypoopypodcast.com and there's a link to that. But we came out with the really cute greeting cards, and I found this website that could print up the greeting cards for us, and you could have your own shop on there. But for some strange reason, our shop was not being public, and I was like, I wonder why. And so I called the company, and they were like, oh, it's because all your banners and pictures, you say shit in it. But if you guys have noticed, our logo says SH star T, and I was like, no, there's a star there. And he goes, no, but everybody knows what this says, and it's family friendly, so it's hidden. And for people to see your greeting cards, they have to sign in and prove that they're 13 and older just to see the SH star T. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
13 and over?
Yeah, because it's PG-13, and they're a Disney family-friendly company. And I was like, you guys aren't selling Disney shit. You're just wanting to sell Disney shit. And I'm like, this is such fucking bullshit.
Who was shooting the shot?
I know, right?
Shooting the ship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I either have to change all that stuff, or it's just so stupid. But
yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
And then like also
shit is.
like I have an OnlyFans account for my photography because I take pictures of naked ladies, and I tried to like post a model's name. Her name's Madison Young. OnlyFans, who's mostly all they do is porn stuff. I mean, my stuff is probably very tame and considering. When I tried to type out her name, Madison Young, they flagged me because I'm not allowed to say young in the post. That's an illegal term. And I'm like, but it's her last name. I'm not saying this young model, like like illegal. And I was like, what the fuck? The internet is becoming such like a puritanical bullshit, and especially a porno site. I'm like, really? And then I got an email today saying that one of my Polaroids on my personal Etsy is mature, and I have to take that down because somebody obviously flagged me for that. But it's censored, and it says all my work on Etsy says matured, and once you put matured, they know that it's like 18 and older, NC 17. But I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm fucking over it.
That
like,
sounds so fucking frustrating.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It is.
Stop it with the censorship. It's the internet. Like, there should be like, we all know.
Yeah. We all know what everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's still bodies.
Yes.
Like, you know, in the case, not so much of the, you know, if you've got a problem with the word shit, well, that's your own weird, you know, issues. But like, when we really distill down the issues with nudity, it's like, aren't we all naked?
Yeah.
Like,
It's just too puritanical.
Yeah.
We're naked right now doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Trust
that'd
us.
be sitting on toilets.
Yeah, sitting on toilets, you know.
Sitting on toilets with the tushy just running.
Yeah. For an hour. Oh,
So yeah, that's my let's get shitty.
that's a good one.
My let's get shitty is, so we loaded into Iridium on Sunday, and we have we have so much gear for this band. So there's lots of cases, and there's cases have to be stored somewhere, and unlike everywhere else on Earth where there's just an abundance of space, New York is not one of those places. So the sound guy had to get creative with where to put our cases. And unbeknownst to me, he put my cases in a room in which he does not have access to while we're there. And my plan this whole week, as I was telling you guys when I walked in, that I was going to buy some drums from a friend of mine in Brooklyn, and I was like, okay, on Monday night, I need to grab these two cases to bring them back to the hotel with me. So in the morning when I go to John's, I have something to put that stuff in, bring it back to the city. So we get done the gig, and I go to the I was like, hey man, can you just tell me where to grab my this case and that case? He's like, oh man, those are in room whatever. Like, no one has a key to that. I was like, how does no one have a key to, like,
how does he open the fucking door?
Well, finally, I mean, he does, English is not his first language, so I was like trying to understand what was going on. I was like, well, how are you planning on getting it on Wednesday when we have to leave?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I was going to come early. So what I eventually figured out was it's in an office that closes and locks at 6.
Oh.
So he's going to come at 5, get the cases out for us, and then we'll play the gig, and then the cases will be out, and we can
just leave.
But since he didn't know that I needed that stuff, and I didn't know that the room was locked, I couldn't get it. And I was just like, I'm trying to tamp down this part of my personality because it's not very productive. But I was just like, so my stuff, which I own, which is my property, is in a room that's locked that nobody in this building has a key to.
That would piss the
and I basically just kept asking.
I basically
kept asking the same question and rewording it just to drive home how fucking angry I was. And he was like, "Man, I don't know." And he just kept saying what I was. He's like, "I don't know what to tell you. You're not." I mean, what I would have if I had been in his position, I would have tried to Eventually, I was like,
"Let me make a call."
Well, I was like, "Well, wait. What time does the office open in the morning? Because our hotel's 2 blocks away." He's like, "Oh, I think they usually come at 9." And then once I was like, "Oh, well, I'll just come in the morning and get it because I don't need it before." That's but I had to troubleshoot it myself.
Yeah.
And it kind of put this stink on me for the next hour of the night. And I was like, okay, I'm over it. But
that's annoying though.
Dude? Yeah.
No, I would be
my
pissed.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's why'd you put it in there? But okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Again, first world problems.
Yeah. Well, we'll just flush that away.
Yes. See how cathartic that is? Mm-hmm. Now we get to flush our problems down the toilet.
On to some news, right? That's that part of the part of the show, and we're almost there.
This is an impressive news theme.
I would have found
show.
This is the best part right here. It's coming up on. I love that one so much. So this little news story comes from us from Florida, where all the great stories come from.
Florida man strikes again.
This was on CNN, and I think someone on the Farts and Poops page, I think Rose Martin put this on the Farts and Poops page. Basically, a Florida couple is clearing up a mess in their home, and their toilet in their master bedroom had exploded this past Sunday, according to CNN. What had happened was there was a big storm in Florida. It hit a big lightning strike, hit their septic tank, went through the septic tank, and I guess the methane sort of helped some of the
oh, it was more explosive,
a spark, and then the thing it went through the line, and the toilet exploded in the bathroom. Completely.
Wow! I wonder how often that happens.
I'm to the listeners out there, I'm showing Jordan and Ellen the picture right now, but the toilet is completely
obliterated,
in shambles. Like someone took a sledgehammer to it, and the people at home are definitely what the fuck is going on now? So yeah, they basically lightning just destroyed someone's toilet.
Wait, so I'm assuming maybe septic tanks are metal, and so how did the lightning even get down into the septic tank?
That it doesn't say, but Yeah, it says A1 Affordable Plumbing. We'll plug the A1 Affordable Plumbing. The people that are working on getting all this fixed. So the lightning just struck. Oh, sorry, it struck near the house. It struck near the house's septic tank.
Wow.
Causing the toilet to explode. So I guess whatever just triggered some kind of like, some gaseous line.
Wow.
That was a horrible pun. Yeah, I mean, there was a quote. I already sent a picture out to my kid and said, "Don't do it," which I don't understand what that means. The person was a horrible comedian, but that's what they wrote. So basically, they were just basically saying like, "Hey, don't use the toilet because it's broken." And I watched the video segment, which I should have like recorded a little bit of that to play on here, but
maybe in post.
The wife was basically saying like,
"No, I'm not taking any showers, and I'm not going to the bathroom forever. Not when it's thunderstorming, and down here that's a lot."
But yeah, man, could you imagine taking a shit during a thunderstorm and like you would have been like
electrocuted?
Bad.
Oh my god,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
what a way to go.
Mother Nature, man. I mean,
well, I talked about that before, like the first colonoscopies. There's like something electric in it, and that's why you have to clear out. Besides just like so you could see stuff, people's farts inside of them were making them explode.
Wow.
Because the camera was electric and then sparking farts on fire.
Well, surely they probably fixed that by now.
Oh no, they have. It was just the first ones back in the day.
Back in the day, I was going to say like that's
yeah.
The plumber did say though that this is the occurrence that's actually happening is about as rare as getting struck by lightning like out on the outside, like if you're just walking around. So it happens, but it rarely happens.
But like, isn't it like getting struck by lightning is going to happen to you before you win the lottery? Like so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. We get a lot of nasty thunderstorms in Tennessee. Maybe I'll think twice about shitting.
Yeah,
I mean,
still.
So that's nuts.
Or at least make sure
again, this was near a septic tank, so I don't know if it's like they're talking like regular hard lines that are into a house or a building, but if you got a septic tank out there, watch out during those thunderstorms, or at least stay off the toilet,
or get a rubber seat for those like.
I mean, either way,
rubberize everything
during a thunderstorm.
Oh my god,
yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with that little story, Jordan, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, guys.
And
this
thank
was
you
so fun.
for writing our favorite song ever.
Anytime.
Yeah, it's really the best. If we ever do a live show, we have to figure out a way to do the live version.
Yes,
that would be awesome.
Yeah,
yes,
it'll be really great.
That'd be amazing.
So, we would love to tour.
Yeah, take this on the road.
Yeah.
Take this shit in the road. We'll be doing our tour butts.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But anyway, again, where can the people see you besides like Adrian Ballou?
With Adrian Ballou at Iridium for the New Yorkers tonight. What's tonight? Tuesday?
Well, yeah, but this probably won't air for a couple weeks.
Right. Well, I'll be on tour next month with Adrian all throughout America, and then October I'll be on tour with Bob Lanzetti from Snarky Puppy.
Oh wow!
In November
cool.
I'll be on tour with Becca Stevens in Europe, and in December I'm doing. It'd be good if I knew the name of the show. A really apparently awesome like Celtic holiday show in Boston. For 3 weeks. So
oh, cool!
It's like a very like well known, like everybody in Boston knows what it is.
Oh, okay,
that's
awesome.
If you
cool.
live in the Boston area and you somehow listen to the Poop podcast, but also want to see a Celtic holiday show.
And you're Irish.
Those crowds do
My people.
they do usually cross over.
Yeah. Come on out.
Excellent. Well, I'm again. Thank you so much for writing the song. Thanks for coming on and telling us great stories. And
I'm an Irish shitter.
See, it's a lot of crossover. Yeah. But really, again, thanks.
Yeah,
again.
thank you so much. I'm so happy you're here.
Me too.
For a 32nd
episode.
3-2-2 episode.
All right. So until next time, we'll see you guys. And as always,
happy pooping and toot toot toot. Hey everybody, thank you so much for listening to Shooting the Shit with Dave and Ellen. You can listen to us on platforms like iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher, and even YouTube. Please download, rate, review, and subscribe to any and all of those places, and tell all your friends about us.
For more about Shooting the Shit with Dave and Ellen, you can check us out at heypoopypodcast.com. For questions, product reviews, information, please email us at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com. And you can see us on Instagram at heypoopypodcast.
Theme song by Jordan Perlson. Hey Poopy.
Oh, that one's gross.
It's very wet.
Oh my god. Okay.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Man, I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?